It's Easter Sunday, and this is the Album Review Club. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Straight Loud Entertainment on 420. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's the Album Review Club. Easter Sunday, 420, Straight Loud, the Album Review Club. This is getting fun. Boy, you know, I had to take them to church real quick. I'm sorry.
Crazy thing, I forgot it was 420 today.
Today's my mother's birthday. So shout out to my mom.
Oh, shout out to Mom Dukes.
Miss Moolah, baby.
Shout out to the dark ring that is Justin loading or disappearing. I don't know what happened.
Must got that spectrum in it.
Hey, I'm connected.
Locked in. Can you hear me now? Hey.
There you go.
There he goes.
I don't even know how to change up the camera. Unless, dude,
Can't believe you got all this porn out here.
yeah. Oh shit! Oh shit!
I'm doing my thing.
All
Hold
right,
up, let me try
before we get
this.
this life together, hey, we have Sincere Moet in the building.
You're
Sincere M-O-E-T.
How the
Full of
hell did I do it?
that's what we got going on. Hey, you want to introduce yourself? Give a little shout out to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
well, I go by D.
Capital
I've
D.
been knowing these fools about what, a little over 10 years now. Crazy,
Shoot, little
crazy,
for 10. What you
crazy.
mean? Longer than that?
I said, listen, I can't count right now. I don't know
Longer than that?
how long it's been, man.
Should be about almost 14. You know?
Yeah, I've been knowing these kids since we was jits, man. You know what
Oh
I
yeah, that
mean?
makes sense.
Just out here, niggas couldn't even drink yet. Before
Shoot,
before niggas was smoking. Yeah,
I don't, I
Damn.
don't,
yeah. You don't remember now.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you don't remember none of that.
Yeah. Dang, 40.
No.
I wasn't on that campus.
I don't, dude. I don't know how to change the camera because the live is blocking the change in the camera. I'm like these
Hit
Instagram
the
lives, man.
circle. Hit the two arrows that are making a circle.
The two arrows to make it a circle.
I'm weak.
No. I know that
Two
it's like the two
arrows.
arrows that are in a circle, but the problem is the live is blocking the circle. So every time I click the circle, it actually just pulls up the live. Shout out to the man, the myth.
Hey.
There, we can just have
I will
Julius.
say, I think the last person that hops on has the most trouble. So whenever I hop on last, I can never see the comments. So I think there's something whoever the last person is, you get screwed.
All right.
I will say.
Well,
Just turn your phone around.
Oh, God. Hold on, let me try one more time.
Hop in. Hopscotch it. Oh, he's already out. Okay, cool.
Damn.
all right. Let
Ain't
me
no
work trying to
need
get back
for
in here.
talking while I'm doing my thing.
You got
What you got in your cup over there, Coach?
Uh, Something to do with crown. A couple of different crowns.
Damn.
I ain't about
I'm
to
a
just.
king of many hats. And
Jeez. Okay.
all those hats are crowns. Straight from the north side.
all
In
right.
case I didn't know, Crown Royal comes from Canada.
All right. Well, I guess while 40's still getting situated over there, we'll get to it. Y'all already know whatever y'all got in y'all cups. Merry Easter to everybody.
In
If that's
case
what
y'all
you
didn't
do.
know, a lot of boba shops are closed on Easter Sunday, so that's why I'm drinking Crown.
Yeah, and that's a lot of ABC stores in North Carolina are also closed. Um,
Indeed.
but this week we had word of mouth, and
Mhm.
it was requested by
You.
who? Woo.
Damn.
So yeah, this was one of my This is a quick tell of the tape. It dropped November 2001. It's Ludacris' third studio album, dropped in 281 first week. It debuted at number 3 on the top 200 with 4 singles, which include Area Codes, Rollout, Saturday, and Move, Bitch. Uh, it was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Album, and eventually it went 4 times platinum.
Four times. 2 times, 1 time, 4 times. I mean,
Big four.
Chris Bridges, Ludacris. This album is absolutely ludicrous. That means outrageous for those of y'all that don't know what ludicrous means in real life.
Oh,
Mhm.
trying to get it together. You too, baby. You.
Listen, okay, I'll go ahead and go. My experience with Ludacris, man, I've known about him ever since back in the. I mean, honestly, I don't think I really paid too much attention. Well, this is his first album, right? So I'd heard Rollout. I'd heard. I think I heard Area Codes later. I'd heard Move Bitch, but I hadn't really paid attention to Ludacris. Honestly, I mean, I heard Stand Up, P Poppin'. I heard those songs, but I didn't really start paying attention to Ludacris until the Red Light District. The Red Light District is probably the first album I really paid attention to Ludacris more than just his singles. Um, and like I think anybody I got telling y'all off stream, anybody under the age of like 24 probably only knows Ludacris from the Fast and the Furious series, but like. But like like this when I started paying attention. He came to ECU back when I was there, man, performed live. It was dope. I've seen him live. He's always coming with lots of energy, man. That's always been his thing. He's always been like a one of the goofier rappers, I guess you could say, without necessarily being too goofy. Just his energy has always been goofy, but you knew Ludacris was always that dude. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. What's your experience with Luda, Miss D?
Uh, yeah,
I
I
think
think
you
I'm gonna
doing
go
this
against the grain, to be honest with
one.
y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. He not my favorite rapper. Not, not at all. I ain't gonna lie to you. He got some bangers. He got some bangers. But never in my life will I be like, let me go listen to some
Dang,
Ludacris.
dang, you
That's fair. I mean, that's
Sorry. I'm
fair.
sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, granted, listen, the area codes, Saturday, that's the shit right there. I got it. Move, bitch, get out the way. Till this day. If I'm driving, don't make me play the song because I'm running you off the road. Old lady, don't matter. But just any other day, absolutely not. Fast and the Furious, not gonna save you. The movies is ass. All of them. The
I
movies
will
are
say,
ass.
I don't think I know a single mystical song other than Move It. I think that's the only mystical song I ever know.
I mean,
And even I'll get to my low lights, but even that mystical turns to mystical. But anyway, I digress.
Y'all.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I be getting Mystical with Peter Pablo mixed up. That's not the same.
That,
All right, whatever.
hey, hey, we just coming out speaking for the business.
That's not. That's not the same person. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Yeah. I don't know.
well, well, shoot. Hey, shoot. I always love Ludacris. This is one of my favorite albums. And I'm just gonna leave it there. Just gonna leave it there for D chop me up.
I'm just
Wait,
saying.
hey, D. Oh, I'll ask her when D comes back. I'll ask her.
But
Where's D from? You know where D's from?
oh Lord, we not doing this.
I, I'll ask her when she comes back.
I'm not.
But Dub, what is
I'm
what is
not
your
getting on the
experiences?
trap.
Oh yeah. You do like Luda. Hey, 40. What's your experience with Ludacris?
I'm gonna leave it over here. Let me just put up a big old Luda.
D,
Man.
hey, D, where
All
you
right.
from, D?
Uh, Greensboro, by the way, at
You
252.
were born in Greensboro?
Yeah.
How you put this brother P. Pablo's name? He from North Carolina.
What the fuck that mean? Listen, I don't know. All he got North Carolina, please stand up. I don't know. Take his shirt off. Anything other than
Whoa!
that, I don't
That's
know.
about it. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
I'm done.
I don't know. Anything else other than that? Have no clue.
He was on
Honestly,
I know he was there. I know he was in
he was
drumline.
on
That was
Freaking League.
break the leak. How
he
you like it from
was.
the east?
He was.
Don't.
But also he's no J. Cole. So I
That's fair.
mean, hey.
That's honestly the only two hits he's had. Other than, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing I know about P. Pablo. He brought a gun on the airport on 9/11. It was 9/11 2012. He got caught with the gun in the airport. But anyway, I
Damn.
digress.
Wow. Um, cheddar bomb, a straight cheddar bomb. That's fair. but 40.
Yo. All right, since I can't get my camera to flip over, which is hilarious. Shout out to
Golly,
Instagram for
man.
making the greatest app of all time. It's always perfect and amazing.
I feel like
We're just
that
gonna go and we're going
can't be used
right left.
ever.
Oh, hey,
What?
no, wait, hey, 40. After you do this, your little segment, try this real quick. Hop off Instagram, hop off live by yourself, flip the camera screen around, and then hop back in this live. But after you do your little thing right
Oh
here,
yeah.
try that.
All right, I'm just gonna make it quick then. If you don't know Ludacris, man, like it's crazy. Like this dude, he blew up. Like he blew up. He was very commercialized. Like he was he kind of gave you the bolt like the goofy fun parts of like hip hop while also kind of giving something like everybody. Like he was, I don't know, it's kind of I don't know what his origins are, but it is one of those things where he people don't like to put him as like a legend, but when you really look at his like overall, it's kind of legendary. Like word of mouth, chicken and beer, even fucking Red Light District, which I actually really enjoy. And then like he's just kind of cemented himself. He's always respected. He always kills a cipher. But that's kind of it. Like I've always followed Ludacris. But then after like there's like a certain stint where he kind of got old, and then we all got old, and we weren't listening to him in high school and like college. And then he
We
Well,
like
you
got
just
know,
flopped
we all
through.
got old.
I throw a red flag on that because I feel like Ludacris sort of kind of was one of those older rappers that was able to kind of transition a little bit while we were in college and kind of still stay relevant. Because in college when he dropped like How Low, um, My Chick Bad, like those were songs that were kind of popping in the clubs here and there where he should have probably been more so out of the
Yeah,
game.
Yeah,
So I feel like he was able to kind of transition and kind of stay relevant for a little bit. But then after that is when he fell off.
cause low key when you think about it, like this did drop in 2000. I think he started like in '99,
yeah,
and
Yeah,
he was kind of popping in 2010.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
He had
mm,
albums out till 2016, and now he's just been cemented as like that guy. Like I mean, all right, I'll take it. I'm wrong.
No,
No,
I
you're
won't
right.
take
I
it
agree with
wrong
it.
because that was Battle of the Sexes, which is really his last. His technically he dropped Ludaverso a couple years later, but like Battle of the Sexes is probably his last relevant album. Because I feel like in terms of Ludaverso, there might have been a single or two that kind of maybe sort of kind of popped, but it's more so because he was Ludacris, not because of the actual quality of the music. It's more so like, hey, let's check out Ludacris, see what he's
Yeah,
doing. We ain't really liking this, and then it kind of faded out. Nobody really knows about Ludaverso.
I mean, I feel
That's true.
like he kind of went to like the Will Smith route. Like nobody knows his music, but
Well,
he
by
played the
acting,
movies.
yeah,
He played the music, and he on commercials.
that's
That's
true. What
that's
is
true.
that? Is that Allstate?
yeah, he is.
I think it's Allstate. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Mm.
yeah.
And it's, I mean, even looking at like this is just Apple Music, quote unquote, but like the top songs on his Apple Music page are almost all features. Like "Baby" is one of the top songs on his Apple page by Justin Bieber. "Yeah"
Oh,
by Usher.
yeah.
"Glamorous" by Fergie. "Lovers and Friends" by Little John. Then you have "My Chick Bad." Then you got
That was
Chris
a classic.
Brown. Then you got DJ Khaled. Then you got Sierra. Like none of these are actual Ludacris songs as his top songs, which is kind of interesting. So it's like I
Well, we gonna make you a Ludacris fan tonight, and it's gonna start with word of mouth. But no,
don't
shit,
Oh,
I've always loved word of mouth. I don't know what it was. It's like with Luda, the way he says stuff, you can kind of get away with it because, like, back during them days, you're not supposed to be listening to all that cussing. You ain't supposed to be listening to all that whole talk. You ain't supposed to be listening to all that. But the way he says it, you can kind of get away with it because your headphones, you don't necessarily hear the cuss word. You just hear Luda. Ain't the old person really gonna catch all of that.
yeah.
So that kind of let us listen to it, but then when you really dig into it, it's like, dang, this fire. This fire. Shoot, this fire too. Shoot, it's a little bit different. This fire. So I mean, I always like Luda. I mean, I don't know about the acting part. You can do that. I can't speak to that because Cheddar and 40 need to get back on their movie joint.
Oh yeah. Ask him when he comes back.
I,
We're still waiting for him to edit video number 2.
shoot, I got to talk and forgot to add him back. But yeah. But
I
so
mean, he's not a bad actor. He's
He's
not. He's
not,
not.
and like I I know the Fast and Furious movies are technically garbage, but as a movie that you go in and just have a good time, I'd say, and this kind of like 5, 6, and 7 and 8 were solid. The 9 and 10 have been garbage. But like as a movie that you go to just go to theaters, have some fun, whatever. I think they're good in that regard. But like as an actual quality of movie, it's garbage. That's fair.
I
Yeah.
stopped watching that like number. I think the last one I watched was number 4.
I
Oh,
st-
see,
listen.
you see the one when they about the rock in? That's when they
Yeah,
changed it to. It
I
was
saw,
like a
When
bank
they went
heist
to
movie.
the
space.
Rocket.
When they went
I
to
saw,
space.
I saw like the first one where they brought the Rocket in.
They go
Oh,
to, even when they went to space, they could have done it so much. They anyway.
bro, the fact
Anyway,
that
I
they
digress.
drove the fucking car to space. That was it.
Yeah,
That
Oh
was
shoot!
and
after
that was
Paul
number that was
Walker
number
died.
9,
After
I think.
Paul Walker died, they was just like, we just about
Let's
to throw
do.
anything
Yeah,
in here.
that's
We
fair.
gonna throw that shit together.
That's
We
very,
gonna let the
very
Rock.
fair.
He's strong. Let's like okay. Let's bring in 2 airplanes, a chain, wrap it to
Hey,
him, and he got it.
okay.
All right, so for this, I'm be I'm be kind of biased because of course I chose the album. I love it. So before we get into the songs, I mean, 40 brought up a good point earlier. We might need to throw the classes out and see and kind of dig more into it since we already know kind of what songs blew up from this. But my appreciations are to the fact that the interludes and skits are at the end of the songs and not at the beginning. Um, Mainly because you start in a song, you can just skip through it, especially when you play it on a CD player. You can just get through that part. So I appreciate that. It also flows smoothly when you add those in, because like at the end of like I forgot which one, before go to sleep, it's like someone getting like choked out. So I appreciate that because it kind of turns into a concept album. That's so we might have to look
Oh my
into
god.
a
Okay,
little bit.
okay,
Oh,
Reed, I got you. Got it.
I ain't gonna lie. I skipped past every last one of them skits. Every last one of it.
oh, shoot. So, what I'm saying? Help with the story. I don't know what the story is, but it might help with whatever you try to tell up in there. With that, I also show appreciation the greatest hits. That was the best skit up there. And it was quite hilarious. And also I include Welcome to Atlanta. That is a nice hidden track. So
Oh,
majority
wait, are you separating those tracks from each other?
you said what?
Is it like, are you separating the tracks essentially?
Hell yeah. Yes. And I'm gonna get into that in my negatives, matter of fact. But yeah. Shit, I love majority of the joints except for the ones. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. So all of them, except for the 4 songs I don't care for. Easy.
How many songs was on the album again?
There's like including skits is like 18.
But without the skits, it was like
Um,
16.
yeah, like 15, 16.
Okay.
So yeah. Shoot, Cheddar, I think it's on you.
Mhm.
Oh,
Shoot.
I
Um,
think Cheddar got kicked out.
yeah.
It's one of the, it's one of those days. It's just one of those. It's just how it goes.
There
There we
we go. There we go.
Oh, speaking of which, the skits and album tracks, all that stuff. I'm sorry. Stephen, Woo, Foo, Woo, Dub, you get your first warning. Woo, Dub, Woo, you get your first warning. An hour and
Damn.
19 minutes. Toby Lou was an hour and
Uh,
16. This is an hour and
uh,
19. You get your first warning.
if you really want to bring it up, Um, I think I might gave you one for Toby Lou because it was what? No, it was what 18 strong. It won't no skits. That joint was strong.
It was still shorter than this album. So there's one.
Shout out to that review club, making sure we always get at least 55 minutes of just playtime, I guess.
This is also during the time where you got like 120 minutes. Well, yeah, you got an hour and what 20 minutes to do whatever. So you got to put everything you can on that CD. That's what he
You know
did.
what's crazy?
That's
I
what
didn't I didn't realize 'cause I saw one of the posts that you made. I didn't realize this was like a double disc type of thing, front back, so B side, A side, C side. It was I didn't realize they did all that on this. Um,
Back in the days. What?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was a value meal. This
And then they
is two
dropped
greatest
vinyls
hits
with it.
albums
They didn't even
put
drop any
together.
vinyls.
nigga drop bundles on chapter one. But yeah, Cheddar, what you like off this?
All right, so listen, I'm trying to avoid the um singles, like the quote unquote classes, like area code everybody knows is fire, low key rollout was kind of fire, so I'm trying to avoid that. I did like growing pains a lot. I don't
Ooh.
think you said keep it on the hush was right, but I love how Jazzy Faye kind of came in and sang that. I mean, I don't think Jazzy Faye's that, well, I don't know if you consider him a good singer or not, but I like the way he sounds on that song.
Jazzy
um
Face, Jazzy
yeah,
Face.
I
Jazzy
was about to say
Faye.
anything he do is gonna be fire.
Yeah. Word of mouth. I mean, okay, because I don't think that's a freestyle, but like they label it as a freestyle. I feel like anything you record is probably not a freestyle. But I thought that was kind of fire. He said stuff from there.
Hold on,
Hold on.
wait. What if you record an action like someone freestyle? That's not considered a freestyle because you recorded
It
it.
might be, but I just don't think that's what happened. The way it sounds too good. I
Wait,
feel like he
when you're talking about it, Kendrick Lamar's backseat freestyle, he wasn't even in the back seat, huh? You owned it. Oh, you best. Disrespect.
you know I'd maybe even throw Crybabies in there just because of the Frosted Flakes line, because I love Frosted Flakes and I love Tigers and they're great, and that line kind of sold it for me. But no. Just to name the top three, I'd say Growing Pains, Keep It on the Hush, and Word of Mouth probably. The thing about Ludacris in general is what a lot of if we have any younger viewers, well, they probably don't understand. Ludacris was the big thing about Ludacris was his energy. I feel like, I mean, his bars were maybe hit or miss if you want to call it that, but like I feel like he's always his energy and his goofiness. Like he's always see the videos with the big, humongous afro or like big ass arms, or like he was a lot of energy and a lot of personality, which I feel like he knew he maybe wasn't the best lyricist, quote unquote, but like he knew what to do to make himself relevant, make himself kind of interesting, and put his stamp on the map, spot on the map, stamp on the map. I don't know.
Yeah, I
And
think
he did his thing to kind of to earn his spot. Like I mean, whether or not you call him a classic, he was definitely had a memorable career because of the shit he did like that. And then you can tell from this album, there's a lot of energy, even the skits, which I honestly I'm putting that on I guess that on my downsides, but like they're all very interesting, funny kind of skits or whatever. But like, yeah, D, what's your tops on this?
Uh, I mean, obviously, the top got to be like
Highlights.
Move, Bitch, Saturday,
Mm.
of course, Area Codes. Um, those were all classics. Like even to this day, you could just be doing anything and that pop into your head. So of course,
I got
um,
rose.
I'm like the other songs. Not gonna lie, eh, it's kind of a toss up to me.
mm,
I'm not really. I wouldn't kill myself and going back and listening to it again, but
Mm.
I didn't skip it.
ooh,
I would say that. I will say that. But I mean, I feel like
ooh.
that album that he has is kind of like it comes from Atlanta. So it's like they have certain music coming out of there. So you're gonna either have like Gucci Man, I'm killing niggas and I'm selling drugs, and I don't give a fuck about who know, or you gonna have like I'm dancing, or either you're gonna have I'm not sitting up here selling drugs. I might do a little drugs, but this is fight music. This is fight music. Crime
Yeah,
Mob. If this shit come on in the club, you best look around. Make sure you ain't got no white shoes on because niggas is about to fight.
it's gonna get
And that's what he
Stuffed.
fall. That's what he fall into. I mean, he is goofy. He is goofy from like what he did with the boxing and all the videos that he do. So that kind of like plays into. I feel like him being an actor. So I'm not really mad about that.
Yeah.
That's kind of all I got. I'm gonna wrap it up.
40.
Hey,
What's your highlights? 40.
so, well, it's funny because y'all pretty much kind of covered it. Like, I'm gonna say specifically why I like some of these songs. Saturday, just kind of. I've listened to Word of Mouth, listened to Chicken and Beer, and then I've listened to Red Light District, and those were like as a kid, like those were the albums. But like when I was younger, definitely loved the singles. Some of the low key tracks I would either love or hate. Like it was very dependent. Like Kanye had a lot of that where I'd be like, I hate this song, don't care about it. And it'd be like some weird ass song, I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy, amazing. Saturday came out of nowhere, and then I'm like, oh, it's Sleepy Brown. Okay, this makes sense because I actually randomly like a lot of songs that Sleepy Brown was featured on. It's weird as shit. And then that same notion,
They got a couple of
anything that
joints
Nate Dogg's
together.
on, I'm pretty much like, Nate Dogg's on this track. All right, I guess it's a good song then. let's go ahead and give it a 2 thumbs up. It's good. So, and that's like, that's a good song. Like Area Codes, I almost wish the skip before it, and then as we'll all go and talk about in the negatives. But now that you know, when you're grown, when you have to pay bills, there are some things that you just hear and you're like, all right, man, this was funny for like when I was 15. I'm a grown ass man now with like stress and responsibilities. Like I don't mind hearing it in song form, but when it's just what is it, 2 minutes or something? It's crazy. Anyways,
Man.
and then I'm gonna put Rollout. Like that is just
Hey,
that's like if you wanna
hey.
go
Well,
ahead.
well, that's good. They'll say some shit like, "Who you mean, man? Who you mean?"
Before we jump into highlight lowlights, I do want to say I did really appreciate Freaky Things and how him and Twister kind of trade off verses here and there. I do like how they kind of went kind of back and forth and kind of like one would finish another person's verse and kind of hop in. And I did really appreciate Freaky Things. So I did want to add that in. But yeah, let's woo, what's your lowlights, bro?
um, Before I'm gonna give a shout out to Welcome to Atlanta. 'Cause, that definitely was something y'all ain't thought. I think that was like I don't know how that was like everybody's classic. Something I think there might be a remix to it or
Is
something.
there an
Probably.
actual? Is it on anybody's actual album
It
or
is
is it
on
just this
someone
little sneak?
else's album. I think it's with Jada Kiss or something.
Okay.
Probably.
Because
What?
I was looking up.
Um,
The
Because
remix.
so
They're
I,
probably
Wait,
I no,
remixing.
what?
feature
no,
I think it was a feature
hear me out, hear
somewhere.
me
I
out, hear
don't
me out.
know if it was a Jada
No,
though.
no, no.
Jada?
I don't think. Hold on. Let me
Maybe a
actually get you the
remix.
actual thing. Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri. Okay.
Mm.
So
Okay,
what
He was like, it's
happened?
a J. He
Here,
said, it's a
here,
J.
here,
It's somewhere.
here's a 40 bomb or a 40 cocktail, right? Um, fucking. Well, so apparently the non-swearing one, where they go and bleep the words and then put like little like funny noises in between all the swears, right? So you don't hear any swear words. Welcome to the Atlanta is actually featured on that album. It's only 16 songs versus the one with like actual swear words is like
Uh,
18. And
oh, it's like a hidden track on that one.
yeah, and Welcome to Atlanta features Jermaine Dupri and Ludacris, and Jermaine Dupri is actually in front of it. So I wonder if it's actually a Jermaine Dupri song that then Ludacris co-opted, and they kind of were like, "Hey, you get this at this time." Because there are times where like artists will just be like, "Hey, we worked on this together, but maybe you want it for your album, and then you help me out on this other thing." You know, the way
Yeah.
they like, I do kind of like that in general. Like most artists will just, especially when they start featuring and cooperating with each other, they'll just throw random shit together and be like, "Hey, this sounds better for you than it does for me, so you can take it."
well,
Oh yeah,
I
you're right. Yeah, it's track number 16 on the clean version. They just straight up split those tracks because I think at the time I guess he was trying to do like a whole Easter egg thing. Let me hide this track at the end, and if you listen to the whole album, you get this little surprise of this dope "Welcome to Atlanta" track. But like it's like why? Why would you do that?
oh,
I don't
oh,
understand.
in his defense, because Beat King got arrested. So when he was doing his mixtapes and albums, he'll do the same thing on the last track. He'll just be sitting up there talking for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then he'll drop another song. It's like 4 minutes, and sometimes it'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Mm.
Ludacris is the first Marvel
he
movie.
was doing it for
You
the
have to
real.
wait till the end credits.
Post credits. Post
Post
credits.
credits. Oh shit! What's this? Welcome to Atlanta. Oh
Oh, y'all ain't want to wait for this?
Oh, no.
Let me just throw it out there.
And,
Let me throw it out there.
and I mean, I guess when you think about it at the time too, because this is this is probably technically pre-big internet type of stuff where like this would have traveled, excuse my pun, word of mouth. Like it would have traveled, like people would have tell other people, listen to word of mouth, listen to the
no.
listen to the very last track, there's a secret track on there, and everyone, you know what I'm saying, so that it was probably low-key like a viral kind of marketing type of thing where it's like, yo, listen to the last track, there's an extra track on there. So I don't, cause like I said, I didn't really pay attention to Ludacris that hard until Red Light District. So I don't know what was going on at the time. Plus, we were probably all a bit on the younger side to know how this might have actually like popped in the actual social scene at the time. But it might have actually been a dope move. I don't know. I can't speak on that. We can't speak on, or I don't know if y'all can, but I can't speak on it.
Well, shoot.
But anyway,
Well, shoot. Since we speaking on it, part of my negatives is I would have preferred "Welcome to Atlanta" to be a regular song
yeah,
versus it. I mean, this is one of the best songs you got up
yeah.
there, and you got it in. But that's personal preference. I also would have preferred if "Block Lockdown" was the intro song to the album instead of at the end of the album. Again,
Mm, mm.
mainly because I don't really care for Coming to America. 40 got me right with we was talking earlier. I don't really care for Coming to America. I feel like it's a weak introduction.
Not to cut you off, but I will say it's funny because you actually told me that intro, like the royal penis is clean, Your Highness. Because the first time I actually heard, because like I said, I didn't listen to Lucas like that. First time I heard that was Timothy De La Ghetto on YouTube had it on his skits, whatever. You the one who told me that. I was like, that's actually a ludicrous thing, and I was like, really? Oh, because I swore up and down there was Timothy De La Ghetto doing his own little thing on his videos on YouTube way back in the day. But so it's interesting to hear it like in real time as part of Ludacris shit stuff.
But no, I feel like the album would have been a little bit better if it started off with "I got permission to put your mama in the headlock." So, so, so that's why I feel like that should start off. But also I feel like it's too many interludes. But the only thing that saves the interludes for me is it allows me to use this reasoning for not getting a warning. The actual length of the songs are actually under 5 minutes, except for one. They usually run like four and some change, but they under 5 minutes. So I feel like y'all should reverse that decision and give me a warning because it's mostly interlude. It's mostly
Well, I'll say when the interludes is part of
Your
almost
Honor, this isn't
everybody's
even fully the
negatives.
song. It's actually two songs in one.
When when the skits and the interludes are part of almost everybody's negatives, I can't speak on D, but I've heard three people so far that's talked about that. So when that's part of everybody's negatives, I think you still get a warning.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, but outside
Mm.
of coming to America, the stretch between "Get the Fuck Back" to "Cold Outside."
uh,
I'm on the fence about "Freaky Things," but those three songs, especially like in between, I just chop "Freaky Things" up as bad placement because it's between two terrible songs. And, I like Twister on it. I love Twister on it, but Jagged Edge is like.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just chop that up as bad placement. But that whole stretch, I think it's like side like four of the whole mixtape big disc deluxe set that his junk is. And you can just take that whole CD out and just so yeah, that's why I don't really care about this.
Dang.
Cheddar,
Dang.
before I get down to my negatives, I will say Cold Outside. I really wanted to hate it because
you
I hated his
should because it's cold
I
outside.
hated how he did that. But there was somewhere along one of those verses that Ludacris won me over with his actual verse. The whole hook or whatever
Not
it is where he goes, it's
because I
cold out. All that stuff was I thought was garbage and I was ready to throw it in my negatives. But somewhere along that line, I forget when it was, but somewhere along the line, he won me over that I actually put a star by the track, and I was like, "This, I like this." Even though I was ready to hate it, there's something about one of his verses that, like, I can't remember what it was, but it won me over. But in terms of my negatives, I will say, like it was already kind of mentioned, the skits, um, the whole Atlanta Atlanta being kind of thrown in there as a hidden track, I think it was kind of like why, kind of sort of like what D was saying. I mean, and I will say, okay, listening to this album kind of helped me understand what Fuller was saying in terms of Ti, like how I feel about Ti. I could see how someone could feel that way about Ludacris, but in me personally, I just don't care about it. So I understood, which is kind of ironic because they had their whole beef thing around these times anyway. But like I understand what people are talking about when they talk about Ti, listening to this album and how I feel about Ludacris. It's like it's not that it's terrible. It's just I don't really necessarily care for some of these in between tracks where I'm like, he might be spitting on it, he might be doing his thing, but I just don't care to listen to the beat style of it. I don't really necessarily care. With the singles and the stuff that pops, it really pops. But the stuff that doesn't, I can see how you could like it, but for me personally, I didn't really care too much about it. There's something else. The skits that they just don't care about stuff. This isn't really necessarily a negative. But I just don't understand. I don't know if this is Apple Music in general, but just the way. The way it lists the features on it, like sometimes you'll see I-20, sometimes you'll see Infamous 2-0, sometimes you'll see Lil Fate, sometimes you'll see Fate Wilson. I don't think that's some kind of money laundering scheme. I don't know what's going on, but like something's kind of sketch about the name, the way they name people on this that I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna say it's a negative, but it's just kind of what y'all doing, man? What y'all okay?
why you featuring so many different people?
But that's the same people. Why you just listen different? Why you just listen different names for different people when it's the same person? Why are you putting Lil Fate and Fate Wilson on different tracks? Well, like it's the same person. If it's 2-0 is I-20. Why you anyway? Um,
When it's cold
but
out.
but I will say, in terms of rappers with a label, I think Ludacris might be the best one who kind of put his team on. Because you look at this, everyone on almost every single one of these features, he's got I-20 on a lot of these songs. He's got Sean on a couple of these songs. He's got Lil Fate. Like Lil Fate
Hey,
doesn't really
hold,
have a career
hold on,
outside of these features on Ludacris's
hold
album, which
on.
is like
Flag. What?
in terms of rappers with a label, I feel like he put his team on the best, low key.
Heck no,
Whoa,
man.
hold up.
I don't
Heck,
What about Flip Mode Squad?
heck no.
Flip Mode is a
name somebody out of Flip Mode Squad that's actually done something
Name
other than
somebody.
oh,
that light skinned dude you see with
Name
Busta all the
somebody
time.
on
oh,
the
okay.
DTP that's still rapping.
At the time though, I'd say Ludacris put him on his back.
All right,
I'll say that
I
I got one.
compared
mean,
to most other
I got, I
he
rappers.
got
not
one
rapping
for
either
you.
Mhm.
though.
In fact, I got two for you. Lil Wayne and Jay Z.
Lil Wayne,
What
yes.
about 50
Jay
Cent? Because
Z
this
though,
Tennessee Gene that came out and people start finding their
Never Lil
house.
Wayne.
Lil Wayne, I'll give you that because he had some stars that. Okay, you know
Jay
what?
Z
Yeah, I'll
gives
give you that.
you Kanye. Jay gives you Cole.
Oh shit, you're right. You know, I retract
He
that. I
gives
retract that
you
statement. That's
Rihanna.
fair. That's fair. I retract that statement. Actually. I was thinking in terms of
What
like,
about Dr.
Maybe
Dre?
huh?
fresh. DJ Khaled.
Wouldn't Dr. Dre's gotten kicked up?
DJ Khaled doesn't really have an album, doesn't really have a record label like that that puts people on. I feel like because I was thinking in terms of like Jeezy ain't really had anybody that he like supported like that on his own albums to this degree as much as Ludacris does. But like, to be fair, that's right. None of them
Oh,
ever really popped on
Gu-
themselves by themselves. That's fair.
Gucci.
You know what? I retract my statement completely. You know what? Let's say I never said what I said.
I don't even know who turn is it. What are we talking about?
uh, is D? What's your little lights on this, man?
Low lights. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Word of mouth freestyle? Ass. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Ass. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Fair.
Take it how you want to take it. Freaky things, like Wu said, I'm on the fence with that. Because Jagged Edge did not
That it,
need to be on that song. As
It
soon
was
as
more
he
so for me
started,
personally. It was more so how
yeah.
they trade the verses, Twista and Luda, how they were going in.
Yeah, because it was just
man.
like once the Jagged Edge got up there, it's like, nah, I can't listen to this.
He 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 should have put Ube up there or something.
Something. Because I was like, I don't know where you're trying to go with this, but you'd have been better off with Jamie Foxx or something. I don't know, but hey.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, that'd been good. That thing,
I,
Oh,
dang.
mm.
I don't know. But I do feel like Welcome to Atlanta should have been first. Like that,
Ooh,
I feel like that'd have been
as an
good. I
intro,
feel like that'd have been good for an intro. Like
yeah.
starting out everything. I feel like that'd have been good. Um, too many skits, too many
Yeah.
interludes for me. entirely. I'm just I'm gonna be honest with you. Like this album came out in what, like 2001.
Yeah.
I wasn't really listening to music like this back then, and so me listening to it now, I'm kind of just like, yikes. I don't. Mm, definitely wouldn't have been listening to no shit like that. But I feel like I didn't really start listening to Ludacris really and start knowing who he was until Chicken and Beer. So this is kind of
Hey,
like all right. It was kind of like a hit and miss for me. Cold Outside. Mm-mm.
Cold outside.
That part right there, I just like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know. It's just besides the highlights that I have for it, I kind of feel like the rest of them are kind of mid at best. If I mean, but
mm.
I did, listen to it unless it was a skit, and then it was just like, nah, I'm not, I'm not doing it. I'm like, is this a commercial? What is this? Nah, but yeah, I do feel like he had some hits off of the album though. So I'm not gonna put him down too bad, but that's what I got from it.
Before we toss it to 40, I will say I forgot to mention this, but because I kind of teased this earlier, but Mystical's verse on "Move Bitch" was garbage in my
Whoa!
opinion. In my
There I
opinion,
go.
Flag.
he
I love
in,
this verse on that.
in my
I love
opinion
this
he
verse
was
on.
like
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
he was like that drunk uncle at a party that got way too drunk and just starts rambling or something. You're like, bro, what are you talking? Just shut up,
But
just
that
up.
is funny
That's
every time.
mystical.
But they
Okay,
are funny every time.
so
You
so
can't you
so
can't say that.
so in the verse where it wins me over is when he's like young, successful, sex simple. These bitches want me. True, true. Wayne shot it whole lot. Give
Yeah.
my
My
nigga.
thing
Yeah.
is,
What are
if they
you
had
Oh
just
no, what?
if they had just taken
What
Mystical
are
and let
you
Mystical
to do?
What are you
Mystical
doing?
do all the
What
ad
are
libs all over
you
this
to
track.
do?
Do ad libs all over this track. I think I would have appreciated it more. But then for him to have a whole verse where he's like mumbling and all this, I'm like, bro, just sit down somewhere. Just do some ad libs, and we'll give you that, and we'll call
So,
it a day.
child
were you
support?
trying to tell Mystical to move, bitch? Get out of the way?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, bro,
True,
just move, get out of the
true.
way.
Give me that. Chuck and take that riddle back.
I'm sorry.
I
I heard
guarantee,
this is,
I
man,
guarantee nobody's listened to I-20's verse because they cut it off somewhere between Mystical's verse. They're like, all right, we done.
Hey, I'm gonna
I
tell
don't even know if I want him to featured on the actual video of the album.
Exactly, because
hey,
nobody gets past Mystical's verse.
hey, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Shut up.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You better not walk in front of my tour.
Wait, how? What do you just not like Mystical? Because
I
that
don't
is
know a
his style
single
in and of
Mystical
itself.
song outside of this, and I barely can listen to his verse on this.
he think it's PD
I
Pablo.
didn't think
Ah,
that was
ah,
the.
ah, man, that's rough.
You
I
don't
know
like
I'm
Shake
just
Don't come.
saying. I just don't
Jazz.
like
You
his
don't like
music.
So
I can't tell
he
you.
killed that verse though.
Name name a single Mystical song outside of this song.
Here I go.
Shake Your
That was
Ass,
in the
but watch
Here
yourself.
song.
I
That's
Shake
all in
Your
the
Ass.
Show me
I
song.
what
just
you
say
work.
Show me what
Oh
you're
wait,
working
oh
with.
that is a different song. That is a different song. You know what?
Yeah,
That's the only other mystical song. Name a third mystical song.
danger. Been so long.
like
What?
it.
You keep bumping me against the wall, and I was knowing I was trying. Come on, dude. Like
Come
you see, you just don't like
Those two
Mystical.
mystical
That's the thing.
songs. Two.
Don't
Name a third.
look. I
First
gotta
off, you
say
keep
this.
asking for numbers and they giving it to you. You just like yes.
Give me another
Yes.
physical
Just
song.
give
Hey,
up.
this,
Just give up.
I
Just give up.
forgot about that. I did forget about that song. I did forget about that song. Da,
Mystical,
da, da,
mystical.
da, da,
Um,
da, da,
been
da, da,
so
da. Can't
long. That
tell you any words from it. I know it's mystical.
because this was also during the time when DMX was popping off,
Name a
and
mystical
Mystical kind of
album.
gave you like this like DMX slash at least for me, he gave me like a DMX slash fucking old dirty bastard because he was
he got a
crazy. So you just hear him like get crazy.
Name a
Like
mystical
what?
he
album.
he got an album named Mystical.
Yeah.
That's
Game
true.
set
That
match.
is true. That is true.
He knew what he was doing. He knew nobody
Subtitle
was gonna
album.
remember his ass. He knew that. He knew.
He said, "Y'all can remember me. Name this whole shit."
I can't even tell you what mystical looks like.
Man,
You should have done
Listen,
who
he
is
looked like
Mystical album.
Petey Pablo.
it's fact. He kind of like me, Pablo. Oh, man. But at this point in life, do you know what Petey
Oh
Pablo?
damn. He do.
Mystical might
See,
be Petey
and
Pablo.
y'all sitting up
What?
here coming for me because I'm like, that's not the same person. Who knows? Like,
Oh,
I mean, during that time frame, man, though.
hey, y'all be nice, man. P. Pablo a legend somewhere.
I was about to say, I thought you was gonna say he died. I was like, damn, for real.
Listen. I was in Greenville not that long ago, and Petey Pablo was coming to some fundraiser event, and I was like, Petey Pablo, he's still alive? Oh wow, wow.
Damn.
Needless to
I
say, everybody
apologize
left before he came.
to all the Peter Pablo fans out there.
Hey,
This got very disrespectful out of nowhere on a ludicrous
hey,
Listen,
album.
me and
Like,
Petey Pablo went to the same high school. That's all I know.
y'all
listen,
suicide.
ain't nobody seen Petey Pablo ever since he did Drumline. So what's happening? What's
Me,
What,
happening?
me and
what
Petey
did
Pablo
Petey
went
do
to
to
the
y'all?
same high school. That's all I know. That's all I know, man.
Leave Petey alone.
Hey,
Leave him alone.
he
He's like,
He's
I'm
yeah,
about to
let's
make this
shake
one
it that
song and I'm
start.
just make it.
Yeah,
alone. Hey,
shake it.
hold on. Let me go ahead and jump in because I'm gonna just say something quick because I think you guys hit every single negative that I had on this. This, when like Boondocks was putting out stuff like as like goofy like parody of like rappers, right? Where they do stuff like parodies of like Gangstalicious or something. Some of those skits and some of the times when like Go to Sleep, Coming to America, like some of that feels very like parody. Like it's so goofy, and then the skits are very goofy as y'all had said, and then like I don't know, man, like it hurts this album because then I listen to all the songs that I do like, and even the songs that I'm not really like I guess like Crybabies is kind of like whatever. I like She Said. Like there's a lot of songs that are above average for me, but there's a lot of stuff that's just like, dude, this is so. As an adult, you're just like, this is so childish, corny, very corny. Like it's funny, but it's kind of corny. That's just all I want to say.
But I feel
But
like that's Ludacris's energy. It was like I'm goofy and corny, but I'm also gangster. You can't fuck with me.
I
Like
mean,
I
because
don't know.
he's not like a, oh, I'm gangster. I'm not like no damn no Gucci man out here killing people, putting people in the playgrounds. But just know, I whoop your
Yeah,
ass or I'll fight you,
we
and
be fighting
I still be out here
in
fucking
the
bitches.
club.
I still be out here fucking bitches at the same time. So this is what I'm gonna
Yeah,
rap about. So I respect it. He didn't play. He played his part.
because I think if Ludacris hadn't had as much of that goofyish appeal that he had, I don't know if he'd be where he'd like be. Like that whole giant Afro thing was iconic. Like that's what people remember. That's why like literally, I think last year he popped up at some concert with a big old fake Afro because like that's like, he's known for his whole. Like I'm a little bit of the goofier side, whatever, but like he knew
Yeah.
what he was doing when he carved out. Like I'm gonna make myself memorable in this kind of way, shape, or fashion. Are they be blasting PD at the high hurricane games?
yeah, I'm wondering if there's. I just read that comment. I'm like, is it Freaky Leak? Freaky Leak.
I'll
Don't
tell
be
you what.
quiet.
Who was it? The City Girls that did that Freak League song recently? They was the City Girls. Somebody sampled that shit recently.
Somebody succotash? What are we doing out here?
Suffer such that.
Somebody
I was like,
succotash.
oh shit.
But nah, man, it's crazy, man.
Pablo talk has created some messed up circuits in our friend here.
Mm.
Greenville legend.
Hey, what's your favorite mystical verse?
Danger. That's it.
Listen,
That's all I can tell you.
what's
I don't know what
what's
else he
All
says.
right, so
what's the Petey Pablo album? What's the name of his
I
album?
can tell you the name of his album.
Nobody
Uh,
can tell you.
he
That's
got,
why, because him and
got an
Mystical is the
album
same
named
person.
Pablo.
That's
He got one
that's
song called North
Hold
Carolina.
up.
That's it.
Hold
He
if
got
the
one
only album
song.
people know is the album that is your name, you should do better. Do better.
up. He ain't got no he don't
writing in the diary of a sinner,
no say
same eyes. I've never heard of any of these.
I'm
he
telling you.
God,
I'm telling you. If the label doesn't trust your career, they'll name your first album after you. If they don't trust if
hold
they don't
on.
think your career can
Hold
pop
on.
off.
Hold on. Let me clear something up. He doesn't have an album named after himself.
Oh,
But
he doesn't.
for entertainment purposes, if y'all could name a Petey Pablo album, what would it be? What would it be?
North Carolina.
I
That's
mean,
The
it.
North Carolina
it would be
song.
called
The North Carolina
no.
song
This
album.
album is Petey
That's
Pablo,
it.
not
That's
mystical,
it. That's it.
He has a
not a mystical album.
he has a mixtape called Carolina Number One. But his
All right, can we just skip this, man? Like this Petey Pablo talk has just broken my heart.
hold on, hold on. This we on P.
Someone,
Pablo.
someone,
He dropped his debut album in November of 2001. So the same time Luda dropped his, and it went gold.
I'll tell you
wait,
this.
who did
I'll tell you this.
that?
I'm looking at Apple Music. His top songs, right? You got Freak a Leak, Goodies, Raise Up. Track number 4 is Snitch Bitch from the Empire TV show. That's his track number 4 as his
Mm,
most popular track
ain't
from a
good. Didn't
TV
Goodies have
show.
Sierra up there? I feel like that's kind of like
My, my goodies,
It's
my
wild.
goodies,
that's
my goodies
My
is not
I
goodness,
your
mean
goodies.
I
my
mean
goodness.
Dude,
hmm,
that Lil Jon
I
flavor.
I feel like he gotta thank Sierra for that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shout out to Sierra.
yeah, yeah.
One day we'll review an album by Sierra because it'll probably just be Missy Elliott, and then because there'll be enough Sierra on that album.
That's
Oh, man.
fucked
that's
up.
his
That's
Hey
on
man,
fucked
Sierra.
up
Hey,
because
Sierra
Missy
did it.
Elliott has
Sierra did
she's
it.
a
fantastic
legend.
songs.
Especially at the
She do.
time.
They're both
Think about the
legends.
time. Sierra was like top 4 R&B artists at the time that she was like popping.
Man, y'all be sleeping on Sierra.
Yeah,
Sierra's she nah, don't do her
Sierra
like that. Don't do
Sierra
her
was
like that,
probably
bro.
top 4.
Don't do
yeah.
her like
The time
No, no,
she was
mean,
popping.
like
that. Sierra was like the
Sierra's a
female
man.
Usher.
And she did songs with Ludacris.
Yeah,
Hey, way to bring it
yeah. She
back,
did.
Luda.
Mm,
Um,
Y'all ever hear the rumors
mm.
where people used to talk shit about Sierra and act like she was a man?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, Sierra was a man. I remember that shit. I was like, why you guys saying
I
that?
don't know
She's so
where
cute.
that. I remember people be like, "If you cut off all her hair, she looks just like a man." I'm like, "Bro,
What do you
what are we
say?
doing here? What are we,
There
what are
there
we
was like this
doing?"
one person who hated Sierra and just started whispering in everybody's ears. Sierra looks like a man. Everyone's like, what? I guess she
They
does.
like she had a baby. She's still a man.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
that's
Okay.
I remember when Megan Fox was getting popular, and people were just like, Megan Fox got
baby
like gorilla thumbs.
later. Facts. I'm telling you.
And everybody was like, oh, Megan Fox ain't attractive no more because of gorilla thumbs. I'm like, what?
I'm telling
Who
you.
is out here putting people on blast?
I don't
This is
understand
before social media, guys.
how all these rumors
Yeah.
flew around pre-internet. This is technically all pre-internet, but everybody had the same rumor that Sierra was a man. This is
Well, nah, there
pre.
wasn't no pre-internet because we saw it on the internet.
Yeah, but we didn't have the same, like, we didn't have like no Instagram or Facebook. It was like
Right.
MySpace.
It's not like it was a viral post that everybody saw. It was like I don't know,
It was
man.
supposed
It's
to be in
crazy.
school. There'd be like one kid on the in the school
Buddy
playground
told
just
me that
whispering,
Sierra's a
"Hey man,
man.
did you know Sierra's a man?" And everyone would just go and be like, "Oh shit!" I'm telling everybody.
Crazy time.
Meanwhile, Sierra's out here making great music, and everyone's just like, "Oh, but she might be a man."
but
Okay. And then
that's
they be still be listening to her music though, so it didn't even matter.
real crazy.
Look at Miss Elliott in that video with that man over there. That
No
man can
man.
just move those
Hey,
hips, though.
hey, foo. Woo.
Stop it.
Woo. I need it.
What's the, what's,
What
what are
you
we
rate
giving
this
this
album,
album?
bro?
We can't keep tickling everybody's fancy.
Y'all,
We didn't got sidetracked.
Eventually, I got to get out of here.
We didn't got sidetracked. Woo, what you rate this
y'all,
album, bro?
y'all were definitely making this Easter show experience.
Welcome to Wildin' Out on
hey,
on the
hey, just so y'all know, we might start beefing with Pete Pablo.
Listen,
I mean, what he gonna do? Take his
He was
shirt
like,
off?
"Hey, stop, take your shirt off and twist it, bro." You
Why
know,
yeah,
man.
man.
like a
I'm
helicopter.
coming for y'all because y'all
He made a
already
lot of
coming and y'all supposed to
money
be
off of just like going like it's not just North Carolina this time. It's the whole all the 50
Like
states.
I'm telling
Whoever
you,
you want.
man.
For
Pete Pablo
who?
stays in KP, bro.
This was for who?
Someone
P-
someone whispered in Peter Paul's
yeah.
ear like, "Hey man, hey,
Pete
your
Pablo
career's
stays
about
in
to be short.
KP.
You better
Man,
make money off
listen,
this song."
bruh had one song. It was like, I am gonna tour with this one song the rest
He
of my
made he
life.
made the drum line with that one
That
song.
one song and played that one song. That was it.
Peter probably be torn out in Japan. All right,
I'm
Hiroshima,
saying,
take your
I'm
shirt off.
saying, without
Listen,
Pete Pablo, there would be no DaBaby. There'd be no DaBaby without Peter Pablo.
I'm not mad about that. Not mad about that.
Okay,
Would
what's
not
his album
would not
review?
give a fuck
I'll
about
be
none of that.
upset. I'll be
Cause
upset.
nah, fuck that. All that man music sound the same. After the first album, I'm like, all right, now
So
you
you
gotta
know
switch it
what you
up.
get. You know what
You
you
gotta
get.
you gotta switch it up. God damn, everything sounds the same.
He switches
All
up
16
sometimes.
songs is the same
Hey,
thing. You just be like, let me get a different female
Like,
up
he,
here.
he switches
like,
up sometimes. He switches it up. Either he'll start when the beat start, or he'll wait a couple seconds.
Man, only thing he switch up is the
Who
females on the
is
song.
it?
He was like, let me get Meg Thee Stallion today. I'm gonna fuck her and say fuck her, but then I'm gonna go ahead. Let me
In
get
fact,
Sex Red up here.
in
Let me get. I'm
fact,
gonna try to
speaking of
get
which,
Glorilla, but she like, nah, she too hot for me. I can't even pay for her
Okay, no white paper gorilla.
in
at
fact,
all.
Petey, I
Killing
mean,
me.
what are we giving this
the
album
baby
though?
was just in Petey Pablo's hometown just yesterday, man. The baby was out in
Or
Petey
we're gonna
Pablo's
just give this
hometown
album a Petey
the other
And
Pablo
day.
nobody,
out
and
of
nobody. What is PD Pablo's hometown?
Greenville,
Hey,
North
hey,
Carolina.
Who?
is Petey
Where?
Pablo in mystical?
Greenville, North Carolina.
All
Oh,
right,
that makes sense. That
time out.
makes sense.
Come on, I do actually have to get out of here eventually.
All right,
I got
yeah. Hey, Woo, what's your ratings on this album, bro?
Who am I? Uh,
A plus mother what?
uh, I give it an A. I mean, I can like when you listen to it straight, especially back in the day when you really couldn't change, like you couldn't fast forward and backwards and do all that stuff easily. It kind of makes listening to a whole album, I mean, kind of fun. So it's a childhood classic for me. So I'm gonna stand on it, minus that stretch of "Get the Fuck Back," "Freaky," and "Cold Outside."
And then the first half of Lockdown, right? No,
Oh,
no,
I can
yes.
manage it. I can deal with it because I already know it's the first song. We gonna get that out the way, and then we gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna stand on my A. You don't get no A plus, but yeah. Cheese.
Okay. Cheddar. Cheesehead.
Um, I'm really torn because like my
How
thing,
many
my whole
Petey
thing.
Pablos does it
For
take?
anybody that doesn't know, any album that I consider relatively mid-ish, I'm torn between a C plus and a B minus. I'm torn between those two for this one. I think I might go with more of a. Actually, honestly, I think I might go with more of a straight up C. I think because there's a lot of stretches. Like I said, how people probably feel about Ti, and even though I love Ti, I understand how you come from it. Like there's a lot of abstractions. There's a lot of stretches in here where I'm like, I don't really necessarily care that much. His singles pop really hard. I feel like.
Hey,
And
yo.
there's a couple of tracks on here that did surprise me, but I think not enough to elevate it to a C plus or a B minus. So I probably stick with a solid C. Ludacris has definitely, I think, earned his spot as like a classic artist in general, just with his energy and how he moved. But I think there's long stretches in here where I'm like, I don't necessarily care. And even though I understand his persona and I understand that, the skits on here kind of really dragged it down for me because I'm like, they didn't crack me up as much as his vibes on like the videos and stuff like that. So I'd put it as probably like a somewhere between a C and C plus. I'll settle on a C and leave it at that. D, how you rate this album like that?
Shit. Uh, Not gonna lie to you. I'll probably give it a C. I'm gonna go with the. I love his energy, love it, and I love the fact that he had a lot of bangers on that album, but didn't listen to the whole. Like I wouldn't listen to the whole
Yeah,
thing again.
yeah.
So if I wouldn't go back and then just knowing when that time came out, if I'd have been walking around with a Walkman or a CD player trying to skip, and
When it's
knowing that
cold
it could
outside.
have fucked up the whole like vibe I had, and I had to take it out, wipe it off, put it back in, and put it nah. So I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it at a C because I'd have been pissed off if
Fair,
every time I had tried to skip it and it fucked up.
fair.
So I
Yeah.
don't. I mean,
I
the
like
interludes is a no for me at all. I like people's interludes. I do. Afro Man, I listen to it. I listen to all of them. I can kind of say them verbatim, but
420. 420 blaze up.
but those nah, I couldn't get into it. But I do like his energy. But I'm gonna give it a C.
I was gonna say in terms of 40, in terms of U40, I was gonna say I hope I listened to this album. I was like, I know 40's gonna hate this. Of all these skits on here, he's. I was like, I know 40 gonna
Okay.
hate
He's
this.
probably like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so here's the I'll go ahead and since I listened to Chicken and Beer a lot, like that was like the cornerstone of like my soiree into really listening to hip hop was like
Huh?
Chicken and Beer, Red Light District. Like I always loved Ludacris for his like goofy nature, where he would kind of give you like the like he's not stupid, he's not like he's goofy, but he's not too goofy kind of thing. He's not like he definitely doesn't like say. To my knowledge, I don't think he really like talks about himself being like a gangbanger or anything like that. So he's never like too hard, but he always kind of gives something for everybody. But he's also very much just like, hey, I want to, this girl right here is sexy. I want to fuck, you know, that kind of thing. So just like as a kid, you're like, ooh. Especially like, fucking Chicken and Beer had a lot of nasty stuff. Pussy Poppin' was crazy. When I was a kid here, I was like, I can't even, I feel like a bad person listening
I
to
remember
this.
trying to find that
I was like,
video,
oh,
the
this
uncut
is
version of that
nasty.
video.
I felt like I was watching porn in the back of the bus, just fucking listening to that
You
album. It
watching
was crazy.
porn in the
But,
back of the bus?
you know, like,
Sir, wait a
because
minute.
when you hear pussy popping, everyone else is just like vibing out, but you're hearing like just like people moaning and like
Does it
fucking,
have his
Yeah,
video
you
I
know
was
taped
what I'm
like,
up close?
whoa.
Like,
I was about to
saying?
say,
Yeah,
that's the makings of a predator. What's happening here?
but hey, there was a couple times back in my school days where some people would bring in the DVD
I'm
players,
gonna cut you off
and you
because I
look
don't
to
know
the
what
left
you're
and
about to
right and
say,
be like,
but I
oh,
feel
this
like you
is
shouldn't
porn
say it.
watch.
Listen, and then the
And,
same people that be
I
on the
don't know what you're
damn.
about to say, but I feel like you shouldn't say it. So I'm gonna say it again and
Listen,
cut you off.
that's the
hey man,
same people, the sexual predators right there. That was
hey man, school is crazy. School is crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm also gonna give this an album like when
Yeah.
I first heard it, like the first playthrough, I said B. I'm gonna give it a B plus, and it's only because of how important for me, like the singles on this album were. Right,
Mm-hmm.
like Roll Out, Area Codes, Move, Bitch. Saturday, I fucking heard that shit. Welcome to Atlanta was like fucking popping. I'm pissed that Welcome to Atlanta was like not just by itself because that's annoying, but that might just be because of a whole bunch of reasons of like studio problems and people trying to work things out and be like, hey man, you can't have this feature on your album, whatever, right? But like, there's so many good tracks on here, and there's a lot of stuff that like isn't terrible. Like it's not great. It's not something that's like you're gonna lose your mind over, but it's not terrible, at least for me. Which I think the things that hurt is that it's like the skits when you're a grown person and you're dealing with the stress of the modern age, and you hear some goofy shit. It's like, dude, you can hear it once and you're like, okay, you listen to this album 4 or 5 times in a row. It's tough, especially a lot of the interludes just constantly like take you out of like enjoying a lot of the songs. So that's what keeps it from being like a classic for me, because this album was considered a classic back in the day. But I don't know. I like Chicken and Beer more. I like Red Light District more. I think this album for me like is like a B plus, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it right there. Boom, done. All right, y'all. How y'all feel?
Y'all was tripping tonight.
We were.
He
Ooh,
40 gave it a B
Shout out
plus.
to the.
I
Shout
was
out.
shocked by that. Shocked.
Yeah,
Oh,
very.
I like Ludacris,
Yep.
man. That's like,
Fair.
I'm shocked by
that's
that
like
too.
bringing anyone from the Wu-Tang Clan and being like, Justin, what do you give him? Like, well, it's gonna start off at a C or higher, right? Because Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the kids. Wu-Tang forever. Woo.
Man. Yo,
You heard it first.
so next week, this low key makes me want to do a Petey Pablo album.
Oh my God.
Why would you
Let's not
torture
do that. Let's
anybody?
do Tone Loc. Let's do a Tone Loc
Oh
album.
my God. That's gonna be the shortest listen ever. You ain't even gotta worry about nothing. You listen to one song.
I want to hear fucking Cold Medina.
They was like, you gotta watch the movie too. You gotta watch the movie.
there's a movie.
We just live
They're
stream
like,
Drumline.
it
We just
don't
live
matter if
stream
it's
Drumline
on.
and
He only
call it
had
a day.
30 seconds. You gotta watch it. You gotta
Hey,
watch it. Anytime you
hey,
see
we
Petey
gotta.
Pablo, he in the
I
white
gotta.
van.
I gotta get ready to do.
I remember watching Drumline and see what song he did. I'm like, I've never heard this song. Why ain't he just do
Oh
Raise
shit.
Up?
Man, I don't even think I seen Petey Pablo with a shirt on. It was always on his shoulder, ready to take, just whipping in the air. Like
Mhm.
he just wear wife beater and jeans. That's it. That's it.
Nigga, wake up in the morning.
I'm like, damn, why you ain't just bring a fat nigga towel? Like, why you got to take your shirt off all the time?
Damn.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
But no, next week we are digging into a classic. It was already pre-planned, and then after the classic, I guess we're gonna have some other topic that Chet is gonna start us off with again. But this week, just
4 hours. 4 hours of album.
Justin, you gonna love this. We doing the recession.
Bye, yo. Jizzle.
Oh, damn.
Speaking of recession,
See,
y'all
y'all
save your
bring me
money.
on,
Get ready.
y'all bring me on through with Ludacris
Yeah.
and not recession. That was my whole high school childhood right there.
But hey, uh,
Mm.
all of this, that was what it's for. So hey, 40, I'm about to say we're gonna
Jeezy again, forever Jeezy. All right, I'm not mad, but it's an hour 24 minutes. Come on,
that
what are we doing out here?
that
Why do we keep
that
going? Hey man, it's a really long album. First time we get mad about it. It's 54 minutes. Second album we do, hour 16. This one, hour 19. This recession is an hour and 24
for
minutes. We
Is
might as
it?
well be watching the
hey
movie.
for that one, it
Dang.
it will be a movie, and you know, no warning flags from my camp on that one.
Oh, it is now.
Well,
Hour
I'm
Mm.
down for it.
24.
Y'all have a great night.
Yeah,
I'm
All
man.
gotta be out.
right,
Recession.
all right, bro.
Shout out
Thank you.
D.
Good noon, guys.
Welcome back.
Shout out
Deuces.
everybody except PD Pop.